So I found this, I don't even know what you call them now. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X. But New York Times reports New York City Mayor Eric Adams has announced that due to the financial impact of ongoing migrant arrivals, the city will have to make budget cuts that will reduce New York Police Department officers to below 30,000 and slash the Education Department by 1 million, amongst other cuts. He warns more cuts will be necessary unless the city receives more federal money to help with the migrant arrivals. I mean, don't close the border or anything. That would make too much stinking sense. Let's just keep the border wide open and cut out everything that keeps our society running, like the police and the fire department and the educational system. Let's just get rid of it all. Let's just go back to the caveman days. Why not? These people have done lost their stinking minds. This is insane. If I was a New Yorker, I'd be so outraged, I think my head would explode. I mean, I have a hard time not letting my head explode already. If you haven't noticed, if you've watched any of my other videos, I get pretty irate over this stuff. I found it, excuse me, I found it very strange where he says he warns more cuts will be necessary unless the city receives more federal money to help with migrant arrivals. So we know COVID was going to be used for many things. It had many reasons. There was not one particular reason that COVID was released on the public. They had a whole host of things they wanted to achieve with it. I'm sure they achieved most. So I have to wonder, is part of the reason, one of the reasons for letting all these migrants in was for these Democratic mayors to request more federal money. Because, I mean, as you see, Biden just throws stacks of $1 million at countries. I mean, he just delivers pallets of cash wherever. I mean, he just doesn't care. Because it's not his money. He doesn't give a shit. The guy's about to die. Doesn't even know where he's at. So why would he care what Obama says? Go give this country money when they don't deserve it. This is Obama's third term. Not going to get into that. I'm just saying. So, anyway, this is what they're doing. And I believe all these deep state actors are in on it. Here's how it works. They print money out of thin air, right? Which devalues the currency, and they know that. So, in the meantime, while the currency is devaluing, these idiots, which, I mean, they're not idiots. They are in one sense, but not in the other. They're amazing criminals, just not good at anything else. But they buy houses, they buy cars, they buy precious metals, they buy stocks and bonds. They buy anything of value with that fiat worthless paper cash they just print out of thin air, so that when the financial system crashes and when the dollar becomes worthless, it won't matter to them because they are now uber rich in ways they were never rich before. It's not about the money. It's about what they're using the money for. So is that what that scumbag, what's Santos from New York, was stealing money from his constituents and whatnot? Is that what he did? And the fact that they're not being drug out of their house, man, like, I so wish we had a Trump person in office that wasn't afraid of these pieces of garbage. And I try to avoid conspiracy theories on my videos. I'm very much a conspiracy theorist, and usually I'm actually dealing with conspiracy fact. So it might be conspiracy, but it's still fact. So I didn't even realize that time was all over my face. Anyway, so it just makes me wonder what they're doing. So do you believe this is just to get more federal money, or do you believe they're up to no good? Because that Santos guy, man, he just robbed people blind, and I think he got arrested. I forgot to look into it. I've been working all day. I just came across, I had no intentions of making a video, and came across this, and I thought I would make a quick one before I left to go home. Oh, bang, snap, second comment down. Wow, New York City seemingly has endless funds to pursue a fraudulent lawsuit against Trump, though. How does that work? Oh my freaking gosh, that is one of the best comments I have ever read. Wow, this guy's got some common sense floating around in his brain. I don't know. All I know is that they're up to so much no good that I don't believe anything they say. I don't believe anything they do is for the better of us. I believe they're all in on it. They're all crooks, and they believe that America has seen its day, and the tides are changing, and now it's China's turn. Which, did you agree to this? Did you agree for them to ship all of our we make no goods here. We have no goods going out of this country. Like, there's a balance you're supposed to have where you produce stuff in your own country and then sell it to the rest of the world. And that's part of what keeps your country afloat. And we've just about got nothing left. We have some stuff that we do, cars and trucks, and I don't know how much of that leaves the country, but I mean, basically every American now either owns a company and that's how they make their living, or we all have crappy jobs working for places like Walmart or Sam's Club, or, most people, it's just falling apart. So they probably understand that and see that, because that's been the goal. That's what they've been slowly but surely, all these presidents since probably the 1930s, other than Trump, has pushed this same narrative where they say they're going to do all these things for America and then turn around and do the opposite. That is because they've all been pushing the same narrative for all the same elites, going through all this. So they know that China was eventually going to take over. I didn't agree to this. I don't even like the Chinese. I'm just being honest. All the encounters that I've had with the Chinese here in America almost have all been negative, and I don't like the way they look. The one guy, I don't want to say this. Yeah, the people that don't know me will think I'm just a total racist. And if that's what you think I am, that's fine. Call me. I really don't care. Because I never agreed to share this country with them. No one invited them here. No one said it was okay to give our country over to China, but yet that's what they did. And they all act like we owe them something. And of all the things that we're seeing, this is one of the hardest things for me to stomach. It just makes me irate over almost everything else. I hope I can make it to the end without blowing my stack first. I'll just be honest, I've chased after them because they're riding my tailgate, and you obviously don't know whose tailgate you're riding, because I stop the car and get out, and then they hurry up and go around me and take off in their sports cars, and I don't have mine yet. It's coming in a couple days, so they won't be able to run as quick. But right now I can't catch them because my SUV just isn't as fast as their sports cars. But you're not going to play those games with me. And I hope other Americans are willing to stand up for what they believe is right. I don't think they have a right to come in here and drive the way. You have no idea what it's like to live in State College, Pennsylvania. It is a nightmare up here. I feel like the minority is a white Christian American, or even just a white American. I mean, literally, there are more foreign people here than there are Americans in State College. So it's a whole different setup up here. I come from another town where there's almost no foreigners at all. Here, it's everywhere. They have whole entire apartment buildings dedicated to them. Then they just built another apartment building that's dedicated to every Indian that comes into the country. And these places are nicer than my house. So, I mean, it's just hard to stomach. But anyway, there's no point to this video really, other than to just call this stupidity out and say, what are they doing? What are they up to? And how do you guys feel about it? Let me know if you feel like commenting. I've only ever had one comment on. I have like 70, almost 80 videos. I think I've had one comment out of 80 videos. I never expected this to go big or go far, but I expected to have a little bit of more views. Like one video got 1 view, and then I think my highest views was 100, and it gets discouraging. It makes you think that the information you're putting out there, the work you're putting into the videos, are for nothing. I don't expect to get anything out of this, but I wouldn't mind having like a little bit, a little bit of views. Makes you feel like you've accomplished something. So if you don't see me putting videos up for a while, it's probably because I'm just very upset and frustrated with the way my life is going, the way America's going, and I get really upset about it. And this is kind of why I make the videos. It's an outlet for me. I don't have friends. I have very little family, and they're not even around me. They don't live here. So if I'm not talking to my wife, it's almost like I don't have anyone to talk to. And so I make these videos as an outlet, as a way to get this off my chest. So I'm not a good editor. I'm not educated. I only had a high school diploma, but I feel like I have an honest opinion about this stuff that a lot of other people won't admit to. Anyway, we'll see what happens next. Be safe.